Peace to everybody, back with another video. This is Governor Cuomo. New York regions meet criteria to reopen Friday. And believe me, I do not like this cornball one single bit. He is a dictator for New York State, and trust me, I am not in the mood with him at all. Because, he thinks he all this and all that. Well, guess what? Governors are strictly forbidden to shut down the state. So are the mayors, because it is not in their job description. They're only allowed to give advice. They are not allowed to hold people prisoners at all. So if I were you, I start suing him and the mayor on top of it, because you know what he has done is totally inhumane. And yes, you are allowed to sue them, because they are strictly forbidden to control you. You got to look at their job description. It does not have in their job description to hold people prisoner in their own home. It doesn't have that. Large sections of central and northern New York State are poised to reopen tomorrow in the first phase of the state's easing of C-19 virus restrictions, Governor Andrew Cuomo said at a Thursday press briefing. So this is what he has said, that the New York State poised to reopen tomorrow in the first phase of the state's easing of C-19 virus restrictions. Why it matters. As other states prepare to reopen, New York, the original epicenter of the novel C-19 virus in the U.S., can set a positive example if infection rates remain low. Well, how can it remain low if nobody is sick and this is a scamdemic that is going on to keep everybody locked up in their homes illegally? Ooh, think about that one. What's happening? Retail stores will be allowed to do curbside pickup, and low-risk businesses like gardening and landscape can reopen. Cuomo detailed earlier this week drive-in movie theaters and other low-risk outdoor activities like tennis will be allowed. Yeah, so they're only going to do like curbside pickup only. Low-risk business like gardening and landscapes, drive-in movie theaters, and other low-risk outdoor activities like tennis will be allowed. So you can go play tennis, just as long as there's only one on each side of the tennis thing net. You know what I mean. Where it stands, deaths in the state have largely plateaued since last week, with significantly fewer fatalities than at the height of the state's outbreak, according to leading models from the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation. Well, first of all, the models are fake too, so what the heck? Why you listening to the fake models, what they're saying? It's already bad enough Dr. Fauci works for Microsoft, and of course, the mainstream media news is not going to tell you that. Deaths in, this is where it stands right now. Deaths in the state have largely plateaued since last week, with significantly fewer fatalities. So that's what that happened. Then, at the height of the state's outbreak, according to leading models, well, the models, like I said, are fake, not real. Hospitalizations and intubations have continued to trend downward in New York overall since last month. In other words, New York City. They're not talking about the whole state of New York. New York City, because that's the biggest city, and I think it should be cut off from the rest of New York State, literally, Because, I mean, why punish the entire New York State with the shutdown when New York City is the biggest city of all because of all the fashion and everything there. All right, hospitalizations and intubations have continued to trend downward in New York ever since last month. How it works. To reopen, regions need appropriate testing and contact tracing in place with a decline in hospitalization that lasts at least 2 weeks. New York City does not qualify to reopen, so New York City is going to stay closed because it's the biggest city ever. To reopen, regions need appropriate testing and contact tracing. Well, guess what? You could take that testing and contract tracing and shove it somewhere, Andrew Cuomo. And I like to say where, but I'll be nice about it because I can't stand your cornball behind. The regions that currently qualify to reopen Friday are North County, Central New York, Finger Lakes, Southern Tier, and Mohawk Valley. So those are the only ones that are currently qualified to reopen Friday. They are North County, Central New York, Finger Lakes, Southern Tier, and Mohawk Valley. Cuomo said that local governments in those areas need to monitor businesses and the number of people who are visiting them and whether social distancing guidelines are being followed. So now he wants to make sure the social distancing is being followed. Who the heck is he? He's nobody. Andrew Cuomo, you're nobody. You're a dictator. You're not allowed to hold people in the houses as prisoners. It's it's inhumane. You can be sued. And people, if I were you, I'd start suing him real quick. Start filing lawsuits against him because, like I said, it does not have anything in their job description about holding people prisoners. They're not allowed to do that, and neither are the mayors. What they did was totally inhumane. So, I mean, seriously, Andrew Cuomo has no authority whatsoever to be holding people hostage. People need to work. People need to feed their families. People need to take care of their children. Everything that people need to do. And this dictator of the state of New York is just like holding everybody hostage for no reason at all when it's not in their job description. You gotta look at their job description. Leave your comments below. I am out.